Beginning just 6 decades ago, the mass production of plastic has accelerated so rapidly. Today, roughly 8.3 billion metric tons has been produced. Of that, about 6.3 billion metric tons has become plastic waste.
The last 15 years, the production of plastic has dramatically increased, and part of the reason is because it's very cheap to produce them and it's very convenient. However, it has a lot of issues. How do you get rid of all the waste that is created by plastic? And cleaning up plastic is extremely difficult to do. Plastics are in your cars, in the construction equipment, in your homes, in your kitchen, your computer, your phone, your glasses. Everything that you can think of right now has plastics in it. None of those are made out of PET or HDPE. You cannot recycle them. You put them in a trash bin, and the trash bin ends up in a landfill.
With the vast majority of plastic accumulating in landfills or sliding off into the environment, its durability is creating severe consequences for life on Earth.
The reason petroleum-based plastics cannot break down in the environment is microorganisms cannot digest them. They cannot break it down. They're made from oil products, so they just stay there for a long time. The majority goes into the ocean. The fish eat the plastics have toxins, and now animals and humans eat the fish. When we eat the fish, these plastics actually get in our body. There's an average of a credit card of plastic in every human being, creating health problems like cancers, immune problems, hormonal problems, and infertility.
Reports estimate that by 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish, affecting ecosystem across the world. Traditional petroleum-based plastics are not only bad for the environment, but also severely impact human health.
In the plastic life cycle, we have the extraction of fossil fuels, the transportation of fuels, the refining and production of plastic resins and chemical additives, the manufacturing of plastic consumer products, the use of plastic consumer products, and the management of waste. At each stage of this life cycle, toxic gases and/or toxic chemicals are produced and/or released into the environment, exposing humans to inhale, ingest, or be in direct skin contact with these toxins. There are potentially a vast number of medical concerns.
The reason the recycling rate is only at 2% is due to the fact that a lot of the materials you find in grocery stores are petroleum-based, which doesn't necessarily mean they're not recyclable, but it's the shape and form of the material that makes it unrecyclable. Materials that get shipped to recycling centers end up going directly to the landfill, and this adds an unnecessary transportation greenhouse gas emission.
As technology continues to innovate, many manufacturers are switching to more sustainable and environmentally friendly bioplastics that are derived from natural fibers or plant-based polymers.
Natural fibers, they're biodegradable, and because we don't use anything synthetic, it actually biodegrades into nitrogen, which is both helpful on soil and in the ocean. We are in a process of provisional patent right now. We control the absorption of water into our plastic.
Terramer technologies create 100% biodegradable resins using plant-based polymers that are fully compostable within days to months, leaving no trace of toxins or microplastics.
Unlike petroleum-based plastics, plant-based plastics are broken down by microorganisms. By utilizing our plant-based plastic, we eliminate the probability of there being any toxins or microplastics produced. We only use plant-based materials, bio-derived additives, none of which show any toxicity to the environment.
In addition, after being disposed in a contained environment, the products assimilate as a food source for soil microorganisms, thereby ensuring the safe return of carbon to the ecosystem.
You look at petroleum-based manufacturing, it creates a lot of carbon dioxide and methane into the environment that creates global warming. So bioplastics do not do this. You create a lot less of this footprint. Plant-based polymers can be digested by microorganisms, and they're broken down in 3 substances that are important: carbon dioxide, water, and biomass, or just material. This is the base of soil. So in essence, it's broken down just like your compost, and now plants and humans can use this for the ecosystem.
Replacing traditional based plastics with renewable and compostable materials could be the first step toward reducing the crisis of plastic pollution.
If bioplastic ends up in a water table, It's natural, it helps the water table. It doesn't add any toxins to it. But when you add plastic, it does add all kinds of chemicals. I think even companies that are producing plastics are going to rethink and start producing bioplastic. Also, the consumers will demand change. They will demand that their products are going to help the planet come back alive.